I think that my parents chose to homeschool for several reasons. One reason being that the level of education that you get from a public school system was not quite up to par to where they wanted. That was part of it. Another part of it was that my mom didn't want us to be shipped off for a day and then only see us for a certain amount of time each day. So she wanted to spend more time with us, so that was part of it.
My parents decided to homeschool me because of the flexible schedule. The pace that we did our work was very open. We could, as long as we got everything done, we could do it in whatever order we wanted to. We didn't have history class and then biology or whatever. We could do everything in the order that we were comfortable with.
It was based on two things. I'd gone to a private school through 4th grade, and the next level up was far too expensive for them to afford, and they didn't want to put me in the public schools at that point. So homeschooling was the best option available to them.
Their thinking was in homeschooling us as kids was that they wanted to keep our hearts. They wanted us to be protected from the influences of people whose ideology they did not agree with, or who might introduce, all the bad things you hear about in the news that happens at public schools, whether it be shootings or drugs or, sexual things. They just wanted to be rid of that and not have that be an issue at all. Homeschooling for them really was a very easy way to avoid those things, while improving the education by giving one-on-one, or in my case, 1-on-11, because I'm the oldest of 11 kids.
Also, we had religious freedom. We could study whatever religion, we could celebrate whatever holiday we wanted to without having to have a petition signed or anything like that. So that was very nice.
Basically, you have a one-size-fits-all curriculum or means of educating children. And so that idea is not something that my parents really thought was a good way to teach their kids, because each kid is different. Each kid has different things that they have strengths in. So by homeschooling, my parents were able to look at me and say, okay, these are your strengths. We're still going to teach you everything else. We're still going to give you that general education, mathematics, reading, all that stuff, but we're going to tailor this to things you're interested in and things you're good at. And because of that, I feel like my education was much more solid and much more personal to the things that I needed to learn in order to succeed.
I don't believe I missed out on anything. As a youngster, I probably thought there were things going on at school that I was missing out on, but looking back, the educational opportunities, the opportunities to travel, see different sites. We had a field trip of some sort every week. I didn't miss out on anything. I was involved in community sports. Everything that I would have experienced at a traditional school, I was able to participate in at home, with the advantage of having that personalized attention from my parents, who obviously invested a ton in my academic and social education. I was on a wrestling team, I was on a baseball team, I was involved in church theater, youth theater, and then traveled with my father, who's a minister, and we got to go to a number of different countries on mission trips, and just really broadened my perspective to the bigger world that's out there, and the difference that we can make within it.
For our school schedule, we were very motivated by having free time in the afternoon. So we would get up at the crack of dawn and get started on our work. We would be done usually by about noon or 1 o'clock. Again, it's a flexible schedule, so as long as we got everything done, we would usually, as long as we didn't lollygag, we would be done by noon or 1. That allowed me to be able to go work at an office in the afternoon. For a little while, I decided I really didn't like office work, so that brought me to the healthcare field, and then being able to go into work in the afternoons. The pharmacy that I first worked at closed at 6 every day, so it was nice to be able to go in early so that I could be there for the entire afternoon and get a good work experience there.
My family moved down here to Georgia, transferred into Kennesaw State, completed my 4-year degree there in finance and economics. Had a great experience at Kennesaw State. We started a club for homeschoolers. It was very small, but there was about 10 of us, and we set out to succeed academically and achieve leadership positions on campus to try to change the perception of the administration that homeschoolers could compete academically and that we'd be successful socially. We actually had 3 back-to-back student government presidents, including myself, that have been homeschooled. 2 of us went on to Harvard for graduate degree work, which I don't know that that's happened from Kennesaw before that point. You look back now, years later, and the school is very homeschool friendly, and it's a testament to the administration being flexible, but also to the students that came through there and really showed that we can succeed.
I currently work for Liberty Alliance. Liberty Alliance is a media news company. We handle web presence for a bunch of different partners. We have political sites, we have a movie site, we have a video gaming site. So we do a lot of stuff in media and news publishing. But I'm currently the Vice President of Multimedia, so I handle all the video production. I maintain 3 or 4 websites depending on the day, and I handle all the social networks for all of our properties. And so it's been a long, winding, strange journey, but I'm finally in a position where I can use my degree and use that specific education that I got at college, which I think was really good. See, I know a lot of homeschoolers kind of are wishy-washy on college, and not all of them think, okay, college is a worthwhile venture. Because I mean, it is still a public school system, and it's very government influenced and government run, so you get a very standardized education from it. But for me personally, it was definitely a benefit for my current position and my career, and I'm doing what I love. And so, you know, it took long enough, but I finally found something that I really enjoy doing, and luckily I was able to pick a career option in college that lends itself to that.
I'm a pharmacy manager at a retail pharmacy chain. I fill prescriptions, counsel patients, basically make sure there's no drug interactions. I contact the doctor if there needs to be any clarification. Just all around make sure my patients get what they need every day.
Homeschooling really prepared me to be a self-starter. And I didn't have a lot of the hand-holding. I had younger brothers and sisters who needed a lot more attention from my parents, and so if I was going to learn something, I had to do it on my own. And in many ways, that's the way the world works. You know, here in the business environment, I work in public relations, and there's nobody holding my hand or telling me you need to go do your work now. If I don't do it, I get fired. So it's pretty simple. But that preparation from being homeschooled, I think, has enabled me to succeed academically and here in the work world. Started out at a private Christian school through 4th grade, and then was homeschooled through 10th grade in high school, and then went to community college for a semester, transferred from there into Kennesaw State University, completed a 4-year degree, top of my class there, summa cum laude graduate, went on from there. I worked for a few years and then went back to grad school, got my master's at Harvard in public administration, now currently work in public relations and in politics and stay very busy.
Because of my wonderful experience as a homeschool student, I would like to homeschool children of my own one day because of my great education, the flexibility in the schedule, and the personal attention I got every day.